Greetings, everyone. This is Bunmi Damaraja, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, I'm with one of my dearest new friends. They get to connect not just to the podcast, but also to she did the challenge, the 5 day profitable challenge, profitable podcast launch challenge back in May, at the end of May. And then she said yes, she saw the light. She's on the Profitable Podcast Academy for the May-June class of 2021. Sorry, not 2021, sorry, 2025. What I'm doing, 2025 for the US class. Here she is, the one and only Bunmi Damaraja. Bunmi, my dear friend, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure all mine. For people who don't know you, tell us a brief intro about who you are, what do you do, and what's your impact in the world?
Well, I'm a pharmacist of 33 years and turned wellness strategist. And I actually changed the from the traditional space to the wellness space because of the health challenge that I had, and I didn't find resolve with the conventional route, and then I found the changes, the improvement, the healing in the natural route. And that got my attention, so I switched. So what I do now is I help women with compromised liver function health, and I help them to release their shame, mainly release the fatigue, and help them to revive their liver conditions. And because this is something that happened to me with my health challenge, I had liver disease for 30 years that plagued me. And it was something that, uh, how will I put it? You know, it kind of turned my world in a way that I never thought, it would. Because I lost my brother and my dad through this liver issue. And it was after then that I decided I need to um, change things around. And that was what happened. And it was after I changed things around and I found healing, then I decided, there are so many people here that are looking, for hope. This is what I need to do. This is where I need to be. So I'm helping those people, and this is my purpose.
Love that. What a powerful purpose. Love that. Love that. How long had you been thinking about having your own podcast prior to now?
So the thing I've heard of, people, a lot of people doing podcasts. I knew that podcast will be a good platform for me to do what I really want to do, to share my story, impact a lot of lives. However, I really wasn't sure how to do it. But it was by divine intervention. I saw you and Beverly one day on Facebook, and I was getting ready to actually shut it down. And it was your testimonial that I heard. I just heard that, and I was like, wait a minute, let me hear this. And listening to your testimonials, it was like I was hearing myself. Then I said, this guy sounds really genuine, real, and down to earth. I think I need to attend this challenge.
Beautiful. I'm just curious, which part of my testimonial really spoke to you?
When you were talking about you lost a lot of money,
I lost it
and
all.
and you were thinking about killing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It was that part, not the money part. It was that part of you were hoping to die that caught my attention, because when I had this liver issue and I lost my dad and then my brother, I really didn't want to live anymore because my world just
Yeah,
crumbled.
can
I
imagine.
was waking up every day, wondering why I was still alive. I would be like asking God, I would wake up asking God, why am I still alive?
Yeah.
So that caught my attention, and I was like, this guy sounds real. let me listen to him and see what, he has to teach.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Speaking of that, what made you say, okay, I want to go to the next level after attending the challenge to invest and join the academy?
When I attended the challenge, from day one, I could relate, and one thing is I don't like big crowd. I'm a small crowd kind of person, and I believe in that because then you can actually develop relationships. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is great. And for someone who doesn't really talk that much, I started to engage. I started to feel comfortable. And then I started realizing that I can really do this, from the way you were teaching this. It's almost like you had us like, right there by our sides, guiding us through. So by the end of that 5-day challenge, I was like, boy, I'm looking forward to, diving deeper,
I'm glad to hear that.
getting excited.
Yeah, I can really see myself in you initially because just like you, I was very, very not only shy but very introvert. At first, you were like, "Hi, my name is Bunmi." Couldn't even look up to the eyes, and now look at you, like an unstoppable lioness, queen from ancient Egypt or something. Glowing and charismatic, and wow, you can even stop when you're a natural. Uh, what is your overall feedback about and thoughts about the academy?
Ah, honestly, the academy was different from other workshops or classes that have attended because one, like I mentioned, it's a small group. So we all develop this relationship, and the way you arrange the academy was so not only interactive. From day one when we met, you showed us, okay, this is what we are going to, we're expecting. This is how it's going to go. You showed us, from week one, week two, it was well organized and easy to actually follow. And then, even while we were not meeting live, the recordings and being on the chat was so easy to follow that anybody that, you said you don't have to be a tech, anyone really that is not a tech can actually, get it. And the fact that it's not really just podcast, it actually dives into whatever business you're trying to do.
Yeah,
That's a big difference.
the podcasting is literally not even 5% what we do. We go way deep with what to see what's going to make your podcast profitable and impactful.
Yes.
Awesome. What do you think of the structure of the academy and the structure of the academy? Yes.
Well, I like the structure because one, you're like, okay, you want to know what your purpose is. You want to know your goal, your purpose, your objectives before we even do anything. And then we go down to your zone of genius. These are things that, I never learned. I never learned this. And the fact that, when I first started, I thought, okay, at least I knew a lot. But by the time I got to week 3 and the way you just arrange the structure, by the time I got to week 3, I really knew exactly how I want to place things.
Beautiful.
So the structure, magnificent.
Thank you. Delight to hear that.
Magnif-
Sorry, go ahead.
I said magnificent, you
Oh,
know.
thank you. Thank you. Love that. Love that. What do you think of the content overall?
I love the content in the sense that one, you really got more than you bargained for, you came in for. Um, the way the content was, I mean, one, zone of genius. We all talk about, this is what we are doing and things like that. And you're like, no, wait, no, no, your true zone of genius. And when you broke it down and you said, now let's go to your avatar. And what got me, and I think what got every one of us in the group was when you said your avatar is you. And then I was like, wait a minute, come to think of it, that's real. That is really true. I'm trying to help do something, but then I'm looking for people that went through or going through what I went through. So it was kind of a remarkable
Yes.
to experience.
Absolutely, that for me was one of the major breakthroughs for myself first, because I never could relate with the so-called create a fictional character, because I could not relate with that. But once I
Yes,
realized that, hey, you're creating everything you do the way you wished existed just a few steps ago, because your avatar is the version of you of just 5 years ago. Once I understood that, that's when everything started to make so much sense and become so much more natural.
yes.
Awesome. What do you think of the people that you met inside the academy, the other attendees?
You sometimes you meet, people in gatherings and you just part ways and go. You meet maybe one or two here, but these were really, really genuine people,
Hmm.
people who are really looking to make impact, in the world in their own different ways. And they are all ready to help in every form because you made it so easy, for us. And, with that small group, it became kind of like a family. It's like you're talking to your brother, your sister, and I mean, I enjoy that. Really enjoy that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's one thing I love, and that's why I keep my classes small, because I want to really get to know each other so I can serve you guys at the highest level, but also for you guys to make some meaningful connections. Because one of the greatest benefit of any event, whether online or offline, beyond the content, is the people you meet. When I said podcasting is booming, especially for business wise, is because what I said this year alone, over $50 billion are going to be, spent on a podcast, meaning between people coming together, either buying each other's program or creating programs together. That's what I mean. It's a massive business. It's a massive opportunity.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
What do you think of the support that I provided you guys throughout the full week of the academy?
Well, apart from the different, short videos that you
Yes.
send, which are great,
Yeah.
you have two amazing people at the challenge. You have Michael, you call him Michael,
That's his name, Michael. Yes, Michael.
and Misha.
Yeah.
Those are two amazing individuals that
Yeah.
know exactly what they're doing and they're very helpful. And then at the academy, I appreciate you bringing Michael in there because he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, yes.
At the beginning, yeah, because I remember at the beginning, when I know he's someone that is very blunt. However, I like people that are blunt, people that give constructive, feedback, because that's the only, for me, that is the way I can actually learn and figure things out. But if someone is kind of sugarcoating, you know, to me, because they don't want to hurt my feelings, they're really not helping me.
Yeah.
And that's why I like him a lot because you can see on the chat when we were going back and forth,
Oh, yes.
And and then I realized, he's really trying to help me,
Oh, yes.
and pinpoint exactly the way I'm supposed to bring out my things, which I truly, truly appreciate. You won't see a lot of people,
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That's why he's part of my team because I love his no BS approach, direct, just like I said, no sugarcoating. The Dutch are very direct, very blunt. And as he likes to say, the world business and the world are not full of fairies and, rainbows,
Yes.
and that's what we all need that. Awesome. Um, was joining the academy worth your investment, not just of money, but also time?
Yes. Oh, yes. It was well worth more than I expected, actually. Well worth more. I like the fact that, after each day you have an action plan. It's really a workshop, getting us to do it the way that we will do it after,
Mhm.
which is great. And I like that part a lot. And I like the fact that, even though we have that action plan, we're on the WhatsApp group, and we're all chatting. You're looking at everything, and I like the way you handle things, meaning that, when we put in our assignments, you never say this is wrong.
Yeah,
You first actually gives a thumbs up or a love or a like, and then you say, okay, how about if you do this? How about if so it makes people really feel comfortable and not being judged,
yeah,
or so I like that a lot. It makes you want to continue going.
absolutely.
Like that a lot. Yes.
That's very important because again, you want to be direct, but also you have to be tactful in a way, because you're dealing with people, emotions, feelings, egos, and we're complex creatures.
Oh, yes. Oh, oh, yes. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Uh,
We are all different.
awesome, awesome. I, you remember just before you said yes to join the academy, I run everything by you and I asked you, how much do you value this? You value it as $15,000. Other people, even I had ladies say it's $35,000 value. And that was before you went to the academy by just sharing with you what was on the menu. Now that you've gone to academy, would you agree with that? That it was
No,
worth at least
no, I think it was
15,000?
what, yeah, I think it's really worth more than that. You're looking at least 35, 40, because,
Sorry, 3540 what?
hey, 40,000.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank God, so it's okay. Not $35, $40. I joke, yeah.
The
Sorry.
reason that I said that is, with what you showed us, that this is what you will be doing,
Hmm.
that enough is worth 15, 20K. But
Yeah.
we got double that.
Oh, yeah.
We got double that, but yeah, because the what we got from the academy, other coaches will break that in half or three times, and then you'll be paying, for that. So oh yeah, I mean, it was way, 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 way more than what we got.
Music to my ears. And then they would make you pay extra to be part of the continue getting updates and all that. Whereas here, you remember
Yes,
for life.
thank you.
No, I don't mind. Awesome, awesome. Now, if someone is on the fence about whether podcasting can can help them with their business, would you recommend them to have a chat with me, and would you recommend the academy for them?
No, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. And even, I think I mentioned to you, there have been actually three people that have actually connected
Yes.
to you. And one actually, she's on vacation right now,
Yeah.
and she's supposed to be back sometime in July. So of course, I will. I will, because it's very valuable,
Thank you. I
very
appreciate it.
valuable, especially someone in a business that is looking to make a big impact. It's a good, really good investment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. I'm delighted to hear that. Listen, Bunmi, thank you so much for these. Oh, sorry, before I forgot this question. Now that you've been to the academy and you've seen how powerful, transformational, a profitable podcast can be for your business, especially when it's built around your zone of genius and for the version of you a few years ago, what kind of opportunities do you see opening up in front of you as a result of you implementing all that I taught you and you having your own profitable podcast and YouTube channel?
Ooh. You see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a movement.
I will love that. Yeah.
I'm also trying to create a community around, what is happening with this liver issue. This is going to be a huge help for me, this podcasting. And also, it's going to be a profitable podcasting because I get to now work with people that I would normally work with. And get what I really deserve. A lot of people, including me, used to think that, when you're helping people, you feel guilty, about charging for your services. But I realized that there's nothing to be guilty about. People really will appreciate you more
Yes.
than, if you think, you're trying not to charge them, you're trying to help them, they don't value it. A lot of I found out that, human beings, when you give them something free, they really don't value it as much as when you're telling them they need to pay for this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was a lot of the changes that, I actually got from your class, your academy.
Speaking of,
And
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I'm really grateful.
Well, I am
Really
also
grateful.
deeply grateful that the universe connected us through Beverly, and I love what you're doing. You're amazing. And I want to ask you a question. I just forgot. Anyway, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. Listen, I'm cheering for you. I know you can, and you will impact a lot of lives. Not the world, but for the right person, the right people. Your message is going to be not just a gift, but a God sent, a life saving. Look at the implication of what you helping someone going through liver issues that can literally not just change their life, but save their life and save their family. Because look at the impact of someone losing a loved one. Look at how
Yes.
it's gonna tragically affect a family. So we're doing much bigger than just selling a little program that we have. We're saving lives, we're saving families. And once you're truly deeply, but every fiber of your being, you believe that.
Yes.
And it's a game changer. You will be beyond magnetic. You will be, I don't know if it's a word even more powerful than magnetic, but so
And so for the first time, on Facebook, I just posted my a short testimonial. I
how,
announced for the first time about my liver issue on Facebook.
how does it make you feel now?
Yeah. Oh, it makes me feel really good because it's something that's been eating me up for a while. I'll back off, then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this. But after attending your academy, I realized that yes, this is time.
Yeah. You know, our gifts, I like to say, and I've said it many times, we all go through our fair share of pain, trauma, abuse, tragedy, heartbreak, disease, betrayal, and all that. Yes, it hurts a lot when you go to that. But guess what? That becomes your story. Then your story becomes your gifts. And then your gifts ultimately become your duty and responsibility to share them. And the last thing that we can do with our gifts is to be greedy, because our gifts are not meant to be kept, but to be shared. Especially the things that you really are, they're not, sorry, what we went through or going through right now, they're not, we should not be embarrassed by them. They're our greatest gift. They're our purpose. The sooner we realize that, the more you will find your path, your compass, your purpose, your ikigai, your raison d'être, and so on and so forth. I can't tell you how many times people that had literally been to jail, losing it all, and never talked about it to anyone. But once they understood that, hey, this is my gift, and they released that, it felt like a massive load being taken off of the chest. It felt so much lighter. They don't have to hide
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Then the true you comes shining. It's like you're currently
Exactly.
shining. So
Exactly.
not just shining, but glowing. So the last question I want to ask you, Bunmi, is what has been your biggest takeaway and aha moment that you've had uh, during the academy, or as a result of
Ah,
you attending the academy?
I think the big aha moment was I think I have more than one, but I think one of it is I can actually do this because I was still kind of like in doubt, still doubting myself. But I realized that wow, I can really do this. And I'm like ready to roll. That was a big aha moment for me. And I could not wait to start recording.
Yeah. In the words of the legendary Eric Thomas, amazing motivational speaker who come from absolutely nothing. I can, I will, I must. So not
Must.
only you
Yeah.
can and you will, but most importantly, remember the people that are waiting for us, we can't afford to let them down. You must bring your gifts to them.
Yes.
So well done, my dear. Well done, well done, well done. That's beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much. Anyways, listen, Bunmi, absolute pleasure, honor, delighted that I've been able to help you, serve you, help you get your gifts, not to the world, but to your Bunmis. That's
Yes.
ultimately we are tapped. Your Bunmis, my payments, your Marks, your Susies, your Rosemary's, your Beverly's, and so on and so forth. So keep doing that, keep shining your light. I'm cheering for you. Your family's cheering for you, God is cheering for you. But you know who's the most important people cheering for us that we don't see? Our future clients. Because they depend on us saying, come on, Bunmi, come on, Payment, come on, Rosemary, come on, all of you guys. Stop hiding, stop playing small. We need you. Come on, where are you? And we cannot afford to let those people down because that's ultimately why we are here. So
That's
keep
true.
shining your light, keep blessing the world, your presence, your impact, your gifts. Always remember yourself, Bunmi, you're a beautiful gift. And go make the world a better place. One Bunmi at a time.
Thank you.
One Bunmi and one liver at a time. All right, my dear. Have a good one. God bless. And
Thank
congratulations
you.
again. You're very welcome. Take care. Cheers.